What excites you most about this facility?
That it is a high-performance building that is very special purpose and very state-of-the-art in terms of training student-athletes. So we had a great team of experts that we recruited from all over the country who really knew what they were doing. We even had consultants on the hydro pools and brand and technology. So it was an opportunity to do a very specialized and complicated building very, very well.
Yeah, how extensive was the research that went into this building?
Tremendous amount of research, a tremendous amount of benchmarking, a lot of visioning with Coach and his staff. He was integral to all of the major decisions, including the placement of the building on the site. And so a lot of the research we did was not only benchmarking, but also getting feedback from the coach and his staff. And for those of you that have never done a building project, an unbelievable amount of decisions and time that goes into making those decisions.
What was the biggest challenge of this building?
The biggest challenge? It's been a very smooth process. So I'm not going to say there really were any challenges except making careful decisions early on and implementing them all the way through. Again, it's a building with a lot of moving parts, so there's a lot of complication. And so we were very careful to make sure everything turned out right.
Was this building modeled after any other specific buildings, or what were the other buildings that you guys looked at when you were?
So we benchmarked similar facilities throughout the SEC. We also benchmarked other buildings that were new. This is a fairly new building type, so there aren't a whole lot of football operations buildings to benchmark, but certainly there's weight rooms with every program, there's training, there's nutrition and other things that we could benchmark. So we collected all of that information to develop the program. There's no other building that we really modeled this after. We modeled it after the coach's vision, and of course making sure that it fit in with a complex that was already here at Gamecock Park. So a lot of the exterior materials and cues on how the forms developed are inspired by the indoor, which is here.
Is it probably the most challenging project that you've ever undertaken because it being different?
It is one of the most complicated projects that we've done. I'm not going to say challenging again because we're really proud of the result. But there's a lot of moving pieces. So every major room in the building is specialized, has a special purpose. It's very refined. It has to work well, and it has to work in concert together. So I think it's that combination of different components that has made it more than average in terms of the care that we had to take in executing it.
What's the state-of-the-artness of it? I mean, obviously, and future-proofing, how does that play a part in what you guys built in?
That's a great question. Well, state-of-the-art would be in the components. State-of-the-art weight room, state-of-the-art nutrition, state-of-the-art hydro pools for therapy, state-of-the-art technology in terms of all the meeting rooms that are there. They're configured a certain way and they have a great deal of embedded technology. What we do to try to future-proof is make sure that we have raceways that you can get to. If you have to replace technology, replace wires, upgrade HVAC, that you can get to that stuff in the plenum. So that's an important component. And most of the things are plug and play. So as equipment is upgraded over time, you can take out the old and in with the new. So we have great access to infrastructure and plenum so that we can make those changes.
Going off of that, is there any, will the plans change at all maybe over the next couple months? Do you guys have any plans to add anything? I think, Will was talking that maybe he made a joke about it, but he said that you guys are a little under budget right now and maybe have some room for a few extra things. Is there anything else in the works?
No way I'm going to touch that. I would say what we're focusing on now is getting the messaging right in the building. So what the decisions that are being made over the next couple of weeks have to do with the brand that's going to be in the building. The building is going to have a great deal of custom messaging that is telling the Gamecock football story and is providing motivation for recruits. And those decisions are still being refined, and some of that has a budget implication. We need to protect the budget to make sure we can do all of that scope and stay under budget. So that's really our focus.